Thank you for joining us today on Pack 14 with Prepare Wicomico. Today we're going to talk about fire prevention, upcoming Fire Prevention Week. So we have Bob Twilley from Delmar Fire Department. Bob, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Well, I'm glad to be here too.
So we're going to talk about some fire prevention. So I've known you for a long time. I'm a Delmar native. So how long have you been doing fire prevention for the fire department?
I started about 42 years ago and used to take my vacation from work just to do it, just to try to get the word out.
Yep.
And my big thing is, years ago, I kind of thought, hey, how can I get it out into the homes? Our kids.
So great idea, and appreciate your dedication and time to the community. I'm sure your family's proud, the fire department's proud, and again, being a Delmar native, I know you put a lot of time into it. So let's let the viewers know a little bit about what we talk about fire prevention. So any tips you can give on planning a fire home escape plan?
Okay, basically, I really stress with the kids, basically, go home those days that I do get out to the school and do a fire drill. They do them at the schools. To go ahead and try to do them, go home and do them and stuff, and get the parents involved. A lot of times your fires are at nighttime, your smoke detector's going off, and it's a scary feeling to wake up to that smoke alarm. So.
Sure is. And when we go outside, we always want to tell them to find a nice meeting place.
Yes.
So we encourage them to do a tree or a car or something to get together.
Yeah.
So very important.
Yes, it is. And to remember the kids to dial that 911. And I explain to the kids a lot of times there could be a possibility mom and dad might have got hurt. They might have to make the call and so forth, and so it's important they know where they live and so forth. I know we got a lot of computer systems today, and the systems are so much different, but the kids need to know where they live, their names and so forth, and I try to explain to them, don't get on the phone and play. I mean, this is not a joke. My house could be on fire, so just to get out there and to have 2 ways out of their house and to do a fire drill at home, not only once, 2 or 3 times during the year, and you always do. So try to explain to them out to the school they might be in a whole different room to look around and so forth, and to plan a way to get out of your classrooms. And I stress with their teachers, we would like to see the teachers and so forth. We usually work with them with fire extinguishers, know where they're at. They're the first ones to be called. We try to tell them to get in there to learn with the fire extinguishers, how to use one, and they only have a few seconds. So once they try, get out, call 911. So
all great tips. And you mentioned 911, the technology, and we have a program with emergency service that goes out to the second graders. Monica Dietz, our training supervisor, goes out and we teach them about 911. Like you said, the computer systems are great, but they could be wrong, and we do the same thing.
Exactly.
Tell them don't play on the telephone. One of the things we'll remind the viewers, we've talked about it before, if they call 911, adult, please stay on the line with them. Please tell the operator it's a mistake and that you're sorry, and they'll verify your address and they'll let you off the line. But if you hang up, it takes the time, because we're going to send the police by.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you're still telling the 911. That's great to know.
It's important, because I always look at it this way. You're always thinking about your mind, it'll never happen to you, and it will. I've had a couple motorcycle accidents. I've had a couple, automobile accidents. Actually had a tree fall on me. Had a house collapse on me one time. Fell off the fire truck one time. The guys keep me in the fire department because they know they're going to get ambulance calls. So, got a lot of appreciation for our departments today. I mean, they put a lot of time in. Our communities, we depend so much on our communities to keep us going and so forth. It's very expensive, and I know Delmar, I can talk about Delmar, but I talk about all the departments. We have our mutual aid today. They come in and help us, and I sit back and I appreciate these guys. I appreciate, Salisbury, Delmar, Laurel, and it's a great thing there. Family. That's what it is.
It is a family. So, so we talked about fire escape, smoke alarms. We need to make sure they're still checking the smoke alarms, even though they're touted and marketed as a 10-year smoke alarm.
Right.
So just remind everybody kind of what we have to do with the smoke alarms.
And the biggest question I always ask out to the schools, how many of you don't have a smoke detector? That's our biggest thing. And because the departments, we do try to make sure every person has a smoke. They work. They really do work. So we depend on them. So.
Are the fire departments still giving away smoke alarms if somebody needs them?
Yeah, we try to get them through the county and so forth. Yeah.
So if a viewer doesn't have a smoke alarm, they should reach out to their local fire department and see if they can't get one.
Exactly. And hey, we would like to go into the homes and stuff there. I know the department's there. We have a new structure, and I know you guys are coming up in Salisbury with a lot of them, but we do our things there. The elementary school just remodeled, Wicomico County, there, the elementary, and we're going to have a tour out there because the things have changed out there, and new alarm systems and the Knox box and stuff there for us to get in there. So you're always got to plan ahead of time, and all the new members and so forth. So
we still want to remind people, you still want them changing the batteries at the when we change the time. Is that still what you're encouraging them to do?
Yeah, that's pretty well now. When the time changes there, maybe twice a year and so forth. And Dave, we talked a little earlier there, basically that my whole thing for 40-some years is changing those batteries. So I kind of look at kind of listening to the newer smoke detectors coming out there that, you know, these old ones do go bad, and so we need to look at maybe changing them out after the 10-year period. And yeah, we got to depend on our community and so forth. And you know, that's a hard thought to know that you're going to an alarm and somebody's trapped inside. You know, it's just a lot going through your mind, and they're going to go look for them, you know, and stuff. So.
It's a good early warning system that people should have.
Yes,
and then not really with fire prevention, but we also want people to have the carbon monoxide detectors.
Yes, definitely. And another thing we like to try to push too, you know yourself there, with the number of accidents, seatbelts, you know, basically. I know it's not the fire prevention, but hey, we got to depend on everybody wearing their seatbelts, because, you know, we probably doubled, if not more, on just accidents. You know, we have a lot of traffic today in Salisbury, Delmar, all over. So,
exactly. And are you still teaching the students to stop, drop, and roll?
Stop, drop, and roll, yeah. Dave, I started out 40-some years ago because I really we have a lot of cadets coming into the department, and I like to look for that younger guy to come in and take my spot, 40-some years. But I made an outline 40-some years ago, and we go about, you know, matches and stop, drop, and roll, and your smoke detectors, the 911 systems, and got my little outline. I give that to them, and they just kind of feed off of that little outline. I don't make it hard, you know, because they should know over the years, you know, what we need to look at. But get it out to the public. It's TV's the greatest asset we got, but you know, get these kids involved, and we need replacements. I'm getting old, Dave.
Sure. Well, we've both been in the fire service a long time, so that's great that all the fire departments do that, and we appreciate Delmar's dedication to do that with your schools and your daycares. And so again, it's always Fire Prevention Week, second week in October. Starts on Sunday. There's always a theme, and we appreciate the fire departments taking your time today to come talk to us about fire prevention.
But I appreciate you, so we can get this out.
There you go. So with that, we'll close the show today on fire prevention. So thank you again on Pack 14. Join us on Prepare Wicomico. Encourage you, go to the websites, go to the nfpa.org. They have a fire prevention section, and visit your local fire department. Make friends with them, and they are glad to come out. If you are a community member with an organization, and especially with kids, they would love to come out and provide you that information, or give you a tour of the firehouse. So reach out to our local fire departments. They're here to help you. And again, thank you for joining us today on Prepare Wicomico.